truth.
told.
Wait, did
Yeah,
you call it Dr.
Tawana told the truth.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
You gonna
Tawana
go to
told the
school or
truth.
what?
You know how we were led astray by that whole thing?
Who?
How did we find out she was lying? By the newspaper, right?
What are you talking about?
Tawana.
You don't remember Tawana Brawley?
Nah.
The black girl who said these white guys threw her in bags into garbage bags filled with shit.
No, no, I don't.
Wait, what?
Why did this even come up?
I thought it was a rape thing.
There was a part like putting her in a bag with feces or something like that. I don't remember the rape part. And anyway, they just sort of proved she was lying because she had some discrepancies or something. It was Al Sharpton.
Objection, relevance. Like, how did we get here?
Yeah, the fact that objection relevance really missed.
Oh, that's what she said?
Sorry.
Objection relevance?
Such a contextual, like, that was...
Because
I've always
I
wanted to be
said-
a lawyer, and now I feel like this
You can say it
I'm really
anytime.
coming
You
first.
do it.
Oh, God.
No, but wait.
No,
wait.
that's when you started, like, in the middle of the sentence. You were like, y'all know she.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where did, like,
But
where?
who's she? Because you were saying greater purpose than that.
Because, yeah, so the Al Sharpton, I thought of Tawana Brawley. That was right.
I am kind of upset that we've gone so many seasons on the call and also into the podcast that objection relevance is just now getting used.
Oh, my God.
Are you fucking kidding
True,
me? That was
because
perfect.
I
So many
concur.
No, I object to that being used because I feel like it would be used against me, mostly.
Of course it
And I
will,
feel like
because you're the most regrettable.
My flights of fancy and tangents are what gives this podcast its flavor and its spice.
That's what gives
Ask
it
the
its
listeners.
flavor. Without that.
Ask
Land.
the
Ask
listeners.
Fine, we will. We will ask the listeners. We'll pose that question.
Objection
to the listeners.
relevance.
Nice. Thank you.
She ran
You're
it
going to
back.
say that all the time I say something?
It's too soon. She ran it
I'm
back.
glad you enjoyed that. Anyway,
I'm literally never going to not say that to you guys.
You're the only one not laughing.
You have to laugh.
Definitely is not laughing.
He's not at all.
You're out of your. He's badgering the podcast. Oh God! Listen, I don't need you winging it. Okay, we have an actual, format here.
Oh, there's going to be wings, and they're going to be spread tonight.
All right.
They're going to be winged. All right, somebody else should moderate.
Morgan says
I
she's gonna
spent time
moderate.
answering those questions.
That's what I'm saying.
I
did my homework. Well, I did part of my homework. I do have to say I did not.
Are you sitting there in
Like, don't
homeroom
say
in
it,
the
Bob.
morning?
Don't say it.
Yeah. You're sitting in homeroom writing on your answers right now from 8 to 8:30?
No, I did my homework. I didn't read all of the chapter.
How is that answer existing both in the same time and space?
This is
I did my
amazing.
homework. I didn't read all of the chapters.
Listen, in her
Right.
defense,
So I answered.
in Afro's defense,
what I read.
in Afro's defense,
Didn't answer it with anything more than what I thought.
in Afro's defense, she did do extra credit though. The Patreon
Exactly.
Patreon is damn near complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yes.
Thank you.
Our Patreon is looking
Yeah.
pretty spiffy. Yeah,
But the oven does not do what the
spatula.
spatula does. But that's fine. They're both important.
Yes.
Well, I object to the whole thing because this documentary was a ruse for Castro to be able to be on his pulpit for this entire call.
That's exactly what
About
it
how
is.
great,
As everyone knew
how
that.
great Game of
Everyone
Thrones
knew that.
is, and how fucking we need to bow down at the 8th season to say thank you, to let us suck your dick, DBs, because y'all the best. That's what this whole call is about. That's what the whole call to action of watching that piece of shit was. It was real hard watch for me.
Thank you for the introduction, Morgan. Okay, so
You're
tonight,
Yep. Here I am, doing a great job.
All right.
we're gonna talk about.
Shall we start?
I mean, I know we're about to talk about the documentary, but obviously this episode is gonna be called Faith.
I'm sorry, I called. It's going to be called what?
Did you say faith? And did you say obviously?
Obviously, this is the day that this Castro gets fired. That's what this day is obviously going to be.
Holding on to your faith.
Oh, God.
And believing in that hell.
Obviously, why obviously?
Because this is his show.
That title's long as shit,
on this
by the
journey.
way.
On this journey. You can shorten it to Faith. The Castro Chronicles. Chapter 1.
All right.
Verse Infinity. So,
oh, Jesus.
It all started
of the Lord.
In a summertime Brooklyn apartment.
Okay, wait, slow down.
What?
I got 2 hours of recording time here. Let's do the intros. For God's sake.
Time lapse.
19, I'm just starting in 1977.
You know what?
So I was like, speed up. Let's get through this.
All right.
It was the hottest summer.
No.
Record.
No.
What? In 1970.
Listen, no one wants to hear about Son of Sam. Let's go. Let's start.
I was Son of Sam part. I was just going on this heat wave. Okay, stop jumping the gun.
Oh, am I?
I'm
trying to protect the podcast.
That's
rich.
That's
what I'm trying to do.
They like to call this the second season. For the sun worshippers, it's the first. It was a hot summer day, 1977, March. Brooklyn is the setting. A young progeny is soon about to birth out into this universe.
I'm not sure how long do we let this go, or I think
2 months early.
Cassius was like shutting it down, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Cash was like, and scene.
All right. Let's do the regular intros first, and then I'll just giving y'all a little taste of the timbre and the cadence that I will be speaking with the entire night.
Okay.
Oh, so great.
Appetizers, no entrees. Okay. All right.
Let us commence. We should all digitally join hands for this great occasion.
What are we, druids? I'm cool, bro. Let's do the intro. We at Stonehenge? I'm not doing all that.
My man said we should all digitally join hands. Beautiful work,
ideas.
Castro. Can we move out of this character, though?
There is no character tonight. There is only me.
No.
This microphone.
Bran, the boring. Got it.
White Walker perpetuated offenses are considered especially heinous. In Westeros, 4 dedicated friends investigate and discuss these vicious episodes as members of an elite squad known as A Podcast Has No Name.
Oh, I'm Afro, and this is Cash.
And I'm Ambush.
I am Lord Castro of the Netherlands.
What? And I'm Morg, and we are A Podcast Has No Name. And today we will be talking about The Last Watch, the Game of Thrones 2-hour documentary documenting the final series, or season.
So it was not a 90-minute documentary.
Not even a little.
Time is such a fleeting concept.
Yeah, especially when they didn't add more time to the episodes. You're right, it's a fleeting concept.
I watched the 90-minute
of the realm.
There's a 90-minute?
Well, you got it. More than enough.
These are all fleeting moments that we should cherish.
Okay.
We pluck the stars
Afro, did you enjoy the documentary altogether?
from our firmament of sky.
Okay.
No.
I found the documentary to be somewhat interesting. I can't say I enjoyed it. And the closest analogy I can give you is like the way I felt about history, back in grade school. It's like, this is fucking interesting. You know what I mean? This is boring. This is boring.
Real boring. Ambush, how'd you feel?
It had its moments. I think I would have appreciated it maybe earlier, again, building up some anticipation to maybe some of the later seasons. But after it was all said and done, You know, yeah, it was okay. I think if they knew that we were going to be as disappointed as we are with the final season, that maybe they would have given us more cool stuff in the documentary, as opposed to just thinking we'd just be satisfied with seeing things happen.
Castro.
I feel a great sense of disappointment in my fellow podcasters letting go of the rope. I'm not gonna be all old poetic and shit. I'm just gonna speak. And I really
Wait, are
enjoyed.
you reviewing how you feel about us? Or
Yeah,
the
that's what he's
documentary?
doing. That's what he's doing.
I think we're getting reviewed
He's
right now.
reviewing us.
Ash.
He's not reviewing.
And,
He's not reviewing the documentary he asked us to watch. He's reviewing us. So cool.
Forced
and
viewing.
so I enjoyed the documentary. I am a big fan of looking behind the veil and seeing the special effects and extras and stuff like that. It's very fascinating to me. But it also like reinforced like how much time we all have spent with this show, creators to the watchers. There's some other points that I'll bring up, as we go on with this podcast tonight. But it's just a sobering moment, just to know that you walk into the breach with you look to the right and left of you, and there's people right beside you. You walk through the fog, and it gets a little murky, but you come out on the other side. But you're by your damn self. And everybody's back there snickling and giggling with the rest of the gremlins that don't like our show.
Grumpkins.
I can't believe y'all.
Grumpkins.
I can't believe y'all are just letting the show
This
go.
is
Snarks.
I'm not done. I'm not
absolutely
done.
ridiculous.
Snarks and
I'm
Snarks
Grumpkins.
and Grumpkins.
I'm not done.
Of course.
All right.
Of course you're not.
As a sports fan, when a team doesn't have a successful season, say they don't win the championship, it doesn't mean a failed season. There's moments within that season that there was some greatness. They might have reached a win total. They might have done something for the first time in the franchise. And just to hear the tone of all of y'all, it's not even what we're talking about. Y'all don't even give a damn anymore about the damn show. Oh, this waste of time and all this. I'm really, to the point my man answered, he's not even going to suggest the show to people. Just let the people see something that they've never seen before. I just can't. I really understand. So anyway,
I think everyone.
Anyway.
No,
Whoa.
listen.
Anyway, I'm gonna finish.
You
I'm
don't
gonna
just
finish,
get-
and then,
is that what you're doing?
And then we come with the retort.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
All right.
Yeah, I'm highly upset, and I'm feeling a little. I know you can tell. I don't need to comment,
It's repetitive.
and I'm feeling a little vulnerable right now. You know what I mean? And then, yes, I'm being snarky. All right, because I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Why didn't you ask
we don't like
Why didn't you
it?
ask the
Is that what's
showrunners what the
happening?
hell was going on?
No,
Why
I'm
you asking
upset
us?
that it seems like because we don't like it, we're vilifying the whole show, like our whole tone. We're not even happy that we spent all this time watching the show anymore. Like some of us are looking at it like it was a waste of years. And that can't be the case.
Oh,
I think it's just-
I don't think that's true.
Well,
I
he's
don't
not
think
listening.
that any of us
Ambush
think
You're
it.
not listening, bro.
No, you're. So if I can interject really quickly, I understand where you're at for what I think your information is, but your information isn't right. Am saying he's not going to recommend the show doesn't mean he thinks he wasted 8 years. Am is upset with the way it ended. That doesn't mean that there wasn't great shit the entire time. I'm upset with the way it ended. That doesn't mean there wasn't great shit the entire time. I believe App is in that same boat. It's not fuck the show forever. It's this was not great. And it was
I
huge
understand
disappointment to us. Hold on. It was a huge disappointment to us when Castro, we were with you, invested, doing all of the same things. You know what I mean? We were all discussing different theories and following these things that just got quit. And for that to not, like, give me a documentary on why the fuck you cut all this stuff then. I'd rather know what some of those things were and why it wasn't important enough to the story anymore when we did spend years on it. You know what I mean?
I'm
we're
curious
invested
to see
too.
what we would do. I'm curious to see because this will be a big divergence, but it will be informing each other. When we do, that's why I thought we could ram it with this episode. When we do this season's review and then a series review. A series review is really going to be tainted by this season's review. It can't not be because we were hoping
Correct.
for, to bring home. But at the same time, when I'm watching nostalgic episodes and I know we're gonna do the rewatch, I'm like, oh my god, oh man, I forgot this. Like the Battle of the Bastards, like smacked me in the head. I watched it the other day, and I forgot we experienced that great thing. And then there's other great things this season, but y'all seen what I've done the whole time we've been reviewing this season. I'm trying to pick and parcel, and I know there's been flaws. I do, but I also know I got swept up in the fact this is really the final season of something great. So I have to find some decent in it. And I see all the shortcuts they took. And I'm just not as mad because, I don't know, maybe I saw something coming. So when it was just happening, I was just like, okay.
So what it
like
boils,
the same way I reacted to Cersei and
so what it boils down to, Castro,
I was like, okay.
Castro, very simply, you're okay with the choices they made. We're not. That's it.
And
we've all
I
spent
feel
a lot
like I'm
of time.
somewhere in the middle of this ground. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to have the space and the freedom to hate it if I wanted to.
Right.
Like, I need that from you, Castro. You know what I'm saying? I need to be able to feel however I want about what I saw. That might not align with how you feel. Even on the emotional attachment level, like, I'm not, like, you talking about connecting back with Battle of the Bastards. If I watch Battle of the Bastards right now, I am not going to feel what you just said. And not because of how the show ended or how the season went, but just because I'm not at that same space that you are. So I think that it would be nice to have space to feel or react however we want to from the show. Like, if I hated it, I need to be able to hate it. I don't.
And you not take it personally, Castro. Like, that's the point. Something's happening here where you're taking our reaction personally, and it's affecting that. Like, and it shouldn't. This is just, we're all reacting to something that we greatly love, and we're all going to do that differently.
If there was such a high and we took a downturn with one season, how are we so many levels down though?
Because it's the final season. It's the way they chose to end the show. There's no more seasons after this to fix anything they've done, Castro. We've all sat here and done the work all of these seasons. Like everyone has said, watched all the history and lore and got invested in every little intricacy that they gave us, all the little nods, pay attention to this, pay attention to that. And then they decided to pull the tablecloth off and made none of that stuff matter. You can't just be like, well, if that's okay for you, then that can be okay for you. But you have to make room for everyone else to be disappointed in the fact that the things that they told us to pay attention to no longer matter. Like this, like, what are you talking about?
Fair enough.
Is that really how you feel? Like,
what?
Like, are you receiving this? You know what I mean? You said fair enough.
Yes, I listened. I didn't interrupt. Yeah, I mean, the last thing I said was really true. Like, I feel like we went to so many highs, and then Am explained it was the final season. So, like, it's like we dropped down like 4 fucking levels, though. Like, not just 1 or 2. Like, I felt like we were so happy after episode 2 and 4, which I felt like so delightful because we've been, no?
I'm sorry, I'm talking to Castro.
Oh, sorry, my bad. But like going back to like the Varys days of old, that's something I'm very disappointed with the show with, and I've kind of kept to myself. When I watched Varys in this documentary towards his script, the table read was so powerful. I wanted to kind of save it, but let's just get to it. The table read, when watching them read a year before, filming everything and going on, that hit me because they were just as disappointed and they were just as shocked.
Yeah.
But just seeing episode 2 and episode 4 and seeing them go back to the whispers and the conversations and stuff, that was very refreshing. And I thought we were, almost back there or whatever. And they did what they did. So, I don't know. I'll come to grips with it.
Castro, I just want to throw to you just as a genuinely, I love you so much. You're having something that, like, the defense of the show that you want to have is not allowing you to really be objective. It's making you take things that you didn't like and put it in your pocket and you're defending it outwardly because you don't want other people to be disappointed in the show. And I don't know what that means, but I do know that you are as disappointed as we are, and that's why you're as passionate. You're just going the other way.
There's so many stranger detractors that popped up out of nowhere for this season in particular. They weren't even around for last season when we were like, oh my God, they're teleporting. But it seemed like there was so many people like tearing our show apart. I'm like, who the hell are y'all?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't even put in the time to come in with these harsh opinions, not just like, hey, I jumped in, it's half what I like. I was just talking with a friend, she binge watched it, and just asking her, what did you feel for the Red Wedding? You know, she was giving me her reactions and all that stuff. And she's about to watch the last 4 episodes, and I'm just sitting there waiting to see if she's just pissed off.
How did she feel about the Red Wedding? I'm interested on someone who binged it.
Oh yeah, the same. It still has the same rhythmic hit. Like, oh my God, I can't believe that. And you know, happy about Joffrey. All of that stuff still works for people that just watched it like last weekend.
Right.
So, so that's always going to be good when people, dive into it and you're able to ask them about certain markets.
I feel you on being upset with people super tearing it down. I absolutely understand that. But there's got to be part of you that understands the disappointment. Yeah. I don't think I could write it better. I'm not making that claim. I'm just saying there were many balls dropped here.
I just didn't want I didn't want our show to drop the ball.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
Same.
The tragic part about all these people coming on at the last minute and binge watching it and taking shots is that they were right. That's what makes it so hard for you. They binge watched it and still ended up feeling the exact same way a lot of us that watched it in real time felt. So it's like, who are you to get to come along at the last minute and say this show sucks?
That's what I'm saying, because the show sucks for different reasons for us.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, like, who are you to come in at this final hour and come in bashing, like, because I feel like they're pointing at us like, aha, y'all wasted all this time and it's trash, like that. And I'm like, we
I
didn't
got
waste.
you.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't waste all of this time we spent. This was our show. Y'all came. A lot of people really didn't like it just because of its period piece nature. Like, people would ask me, I'm like, it's horses. They're like, oh, I ain't watching that stuff. I'm not watching The Queen or Downton Abbey. I don't watch none of that shit, and we're real big fans of that. And so, all the things they did work, but like, yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. And so we can move on with this. Yeah, Danny's turn was way too quick and it sucked. And it was like, huh? And they could have spent that time when they were fucking on the boat to just showing us a little bit more Missandei and her. So when they cut her head, it would have meant a whole fucking lot more. The red woman, what the fuck was she for? Like, 'cause she walked away halfway through a battle that didn't even mean no damn sense. Like, you're not even around. And then Varys died because of some weird old thing you said. Yeah, whatever.
This is a huge exhale.
It feels good, doesn't it?
They should have had Arya fighting some lieutenant or something. Like, I did like that they didn't let Jon fight the Night King because that was a little subverted or whatever. But for real, Bran going into them fucking birds, like, really, like, fuck, like, what? Like, come on, man. Where the fuck are you at, man? And then you came back and you're nothing. Now you're fucking king. You're smiling. Yeah, Theon, go run out and die. You fuck, yo, man. Come on, man. Cersei ain't do nothing but have, like, culture shock. Oh, well, they'll bitch, the shit's burnt. Nobody's doing anything. Like, what are you talking about? One good shot. Like, you fucking, what is his name? Urine is sitting there all wet. He's even more wet. Wet with his own blood. Wet with Jaime and shit. Jaime gets stabbed fucking twice and walks off. What the hell is even happening? I didn't think that digging was put there by Davos. When did he have even time to do that? He don't even have but one fucking hand and his fucking nubs and shit. All right, and then you got fucking I don't know, what's her name? Daenerys. She goes like deaf or whatever. They start ringing the bells. They surrendered, and you start huffing and puffing like you're Puff the Magic Dragon. You're gonna blow the fucking thing down, and then you're taking this whole zigzag route. And now you want to zigzag. Rickon didn't zigzag. Nobody fucking zigzag. But Danny zigzags when she wants to burn up all the fucking King's Landing and shit. Then you got these fucking people sitting there. I want Cersei to be fucking like tripped. She gonna trip down there. If she walked by the mountain, I wanted the mountain just to hit her like, heh, heh. That's for Arya. Just heh. then Jamie had that side thing. It was perfect. That's what said is that no, and then they meet in the fucking crypt and fucking rock spoiler. Come on, man. You could have stepped out of here, man. You had to fucking go on, man. You could have shielded him, man. Like you could die or something, man. And then she could have came out and Terry could have came and choked that bitch when she was burning some shit.
This is incredible. Keep going.
All right.
It's an intervention.
I'm almost done. Almost done. All right. So then we have this great shot of Danny walking with all of this shit burnt. This bitch is like knocked and shit. Like she's like, like her eyes all plugged out and shit. They have this great wing scene. Then she appoints fucking what's his name? Start off Numsy or whatever his fucking name, Baron Numsy. He's the agent of war or whatever, but he already leads the army, so he has like double jobs, but he's not getting paid for one salary. Shit doesn't make any damn sense. She's yelling at people that they can't hear her, and they're yelling back. So how the fuck they can hear you?
There's so many double
Right. Then she walks off after giving John like eye daggers and arresting Tyrion. Where the fuck they walking to? You burnt everything down, bitch. There's nowhere to walk to. You notice they just took this arbitrary left out in the field of snow and ash. Where are you going? Stay right there. Doesn't matter where you go. There's nothing there.
Stay right there. He said, "Stay right there." Where are you going?
Now she's all super queen and shit, right? But she doesn't have a queen's guard or any Dothraki around her or anybody. She's just in there, eyes bugged out because the bitch done knocked her head upside her head, right? And then he comes and fucking stabs her. Oh my fucking god, right? So then I think Drogon's gonna burn him to fucking crisp and shit, right? I'm like, yeah. And this is fire and ice, right? This is Jon Snow, ice getting burnt by fire. The dragon, no. The dragon does something pretty poetic. I actually really didn't mind that.
Yeah.
But dummy John, you could have said she tripped this fell on the fucking Iron Throne and stabbed her ass, and the dragon fucked out and took her. I don't know what the fuck happened. No, you get arrested. They go to the next scene. And he's not there. And I'm like, what is this, tomorrow? Or the next day he got a beard? It's not even that big a beard. Tyrion got the same beard he got. I don't know how much time he's back. His clothes all dirty and shit like that. But, I'm just learning about people now living lives at bird baths, so it doesn't matter how dirty you think they are. They might not have watched yesterday. And also people are not watching and going to pools and shit. And also they're not washing the bottom of their feet. So if you apply that to the fucking Game of Thrones.
They don't wash their legs.
If you apply that to Game of Thrones, then that could have been yesterday or tomorrow. Now you got all of these people meeting. They don't tell you who they are. What's the name of Prince of Dorne? I don't fucking know. I think there's one of the Reeds there, Jojen Reed's father, whatever. He might have been there. Who fuck knows? Oh, man. Then all of a sudden he says something about some fucking democracy. They all laugh. But then they democratize themselves anyways because they didn't appoint Grant. So make up your fucking mind. What do you want to fucking do? Sansa plays out her uncle. That was really funny and shit like that. Tyrion finally gives a speech that means something, but I don't know because didn't fucking North Sodom Numsy yell at him, say not to talk, and he kept talking? What are we even doing anymore? Like, where are we and what are we fucking doing? Okay, we're spinning around like a marionette that's just broken down in some fucking, like, Sarah Connor Terminator wasteland. He just keeps on rolling, and that's us watching this stupid-ass fucking show. So now we move on to where everybody goes. And Bran's like, well, what was I doing here before? What were you fucking doing here? That's the best question that you ever fucking asked. Why did I come this long way? Why did I do anything? I don't know. Somebody should slit your throat. You know she should slit his throat? Mirror, when she found out that it's because of him that her brother died and everybody died and Summer died, and Hodor died, and you're just sitting there like, I don't really feel anymore. Well, don't feel this, bitch. You could stab him right in his fucking gut. You don't feel that shit, and that shit would have been over with. Oh, my head fucking is killing me. Okay, and now to round it out. I did watch a lot of the highlights about Ned Stark and all this, where the Stark started, so I wasn't mad at where they kind of ended, but John went back to the wall, but he's the Lord Commander. I don't know, that really didn't make sense. The end.
Really proud of you, bro. Really proud of you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Aaron.
Really proud of you.
Sorry, I was drying my hands. I've never been this dry. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel better?
All right. Yeah. Now we can get back to the outline. I'm good. I'm ready now. Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay. I want to say thank you again. So, did this look behind the veil offer any additional insight?
Kiara with her own independence and shit like that. Then she say that to Danny, but then at the same time, in the same little thing, they don't even bring it up. But Sansa could say it because why? She's dressed better. She didn't do shit but start dressing
She's
better.
dressed better.
Like that's it. That's all you've been doing and shit. You're scared of your sister and whatever like that. Like, come on, man.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Sorry, more. That just sorry. I totally remembered that part.
She's dressed
Okay. Ambush, did this look behind the veil offer any additional insights into your understanding of the final season?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't give me any additional insight into anything that happened in the final season. It just gave me insight into how they make, how the show works and the timelines they were dealing with and, things like that. It was interesting to see that King's Landing took them 7 months to build. That was dope. But, yeah, as far as the actual content storyline, it didn't give me any additional insight.
So there was one part that was a little more insightful for me, and it was when they were with Jorah and he was going through his final scene. That little moment for me was like, okay. I think I've said that and thought that in some ways as well. Like, okay, maybe everything would have played out differently if she still had Jorah, if she still had Missandei, if she still, but what things led up to that, what contributed to that. And I definitely, like, when he said it, though, it was really like, no, Jorah would not have let her do all of that.
True.
Like, and not even on some let her.
Absence. Right, his absence. Very significant.
Absolutely. Like, he would have, Khaleesi, I strongly advise you against that. Or how about if we, you know what I mean? I think that something like that would have happened. Or even just knowing, like, she would have had to see, a disappointed look in Jorah's eyes. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is different from, like, going back and seeing Jon and Grey Worm, who was just, like, already dead inside. All of that. So when you said that, I was like, you know what?
What are the logistics of her being on the dragon when she got mad? Like, I feel like she didn't look down at everybody like they were on the ground. Like, even when Jon came up.
I feel like that was completely premeditated. I don't really think that she made that decision while she was on the dragon. I think that moment where they showed her, she was hyping herself up to do something she had already decided she was going to do. You know what I mean? It's like if you see somebody, like, breathing real hard with a gun while they outside of a convenience store that they about to go into. Like, that nigga came with the gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
I feel like that's what she was.
So with that in mind, would Jorah have been able to stop that? Or you think she wouldn't have gotten to that point if Jorah was still
I don't think she would have gotten to that point. And I think that if anybody she would have confided in that was like, yo, I'm going to burn that shit down tomorrow, like, there was no one for her to confide in about that.
Yeah.
True.
I think that Jorah,
to have even that one conversation.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. I think Jorah would have been that one person. She would have trusted enough to be like, yo, fuck all of them. They playing me. This is what I'm about to do tomorrow. Or even if she got on her dragon, maybe he would have said something, not even knowing that brought her some sort of calm. You know what I mean? Like, I think, I do think things would have potentially played out a little differently had she had him in the picture. So when he said that, for me, that gave me a slightly more of a it just hit different.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was an interesting one for me, because it made me think of something. So when Homegirl was at the end when they were shutting everything down, when everything was shut down, and she was kind of just walking through some of the old sets, and she walked through Winterfell, and she pointed out the spot and said, "This is where we killed Jon Snow." And I thought about us, and I'm gonna go back and did we review that episode, or we were just talking about it? I don't think we recorded an episode for that. Episode.
I don't think that we were recording at that point. We were just
was that season 6? Yeah, was that season 5 or?
I think we didn't do that. I think
that was season 5.
No, we didn't start till season 7.
We talked about it.
Yeah,
we didn't start till 7. We didn't start till 7.
Was it 7?
So I remember us talking about that cliffhanger. And this last season kind of reminds me a little bit of that. Because remember, we had no lead-in because the books didn't. He's dead in the books, and they didn't resurrect him yet. But I remember like them spotting him and him saying he's not there to, he's not there to film, and then not seeing him around the cast, and him actually saying on talk shows he's dead, he's not coming back, and trying to fake it. But that could have been a moment for me in some hindsight, and her pointing it out, as a production manager, where there was a little bit of let go in the rope. I don't know if they executed that the best, because he kind of came back and like kind of for what? Even back then, before we even knew why. Melisandre never really explained it. We never really went back to the Lord of Light, hardly ever. So, unless you just believe in the story steps of John B. Like, what was he even there for then? To go get the white? To distract Daenerys? Because I'm thinking that heavy about him being the mess up. When she got with him, everything went to shit. So,
What season did we start recording?
I think it was season
7.
I think it was season 6, episode 7.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, season 6 had 10 episodes, though, right? Yeah. They didn't start
so. Yeah.
the shorter season till 7 and 8. Okay. But not in a disappointing way, but it just made me think of the Jon Snow stabbing. And then, because I was watching something about when they hung Ollie and all that stuff. So, like, only 4 or 5 of them conspired to kill him. And then they killed them. I don't know. It's something to look back on.
No, it's definitely. It's definitely a question that should have been answered. That's one of the things that's like, we're paying attention to all the details that were given to us. So, Lord of the Light, whatever. Like, you were brought back for a purpose because that's what people are brought back for. And then, you can just go to the Night's Watch, which, what did he ever have to do that for in the first place? Grey Worm?
The purpose of being brought back with Danny.
Well, see, then there's I thought about that, but wait, there's a conflict. If the purpose of him being brought back was to kill Danny, then why did the Lord of Light assist them at Winterfell? You know what I'm saying? That was her working on Danny and everyone else's behalf, fighting the dead. So, I mean, like, it's too. Now the Lord of Light is confused.
Let me ask y'all
you know what I'm saying? Like,
a systemic question.
They messed that up.
A systemic question, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
If they switched it, like maybe let Winterfell get overrun. If we killed the Night King after Cersei and all of that, would the story have landed better for y'all?
Winterfell getting overrun and more characters dying would have that would have added a lot more weight to the season for me, definitely. Because Winterfell getting overrun seemed inevitable, especially once he brought everybody back. It was like, oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Yeah, there was never.
But the whole thing of doing Cersei last instead of doing her before.
Well, the only way doing Cersei last was going to work is if Cersei had a satisfying death.
Right.
And she didn't.
Yeah.
She simply didn't. Yeah. So for me, it's not the order in which they did it. But all of the things they left out in order to do it is just crazy to me.
Mm. Like Azor Ahai?
Right. None of that.
What do I even know that name for?
Right.
So
yeah. All of that.
And I don't mind how the Night King went out. Like, I don't mind Arya and all of that.
I don't either. But I loved it.
To me, when it kind of happened and in effect to the story, all right.
Okay. I'll just say that no, I don't think I got a significant, or that's not the question. Did I get a better understanding for the season? I think if they would have taken the spoilers for season 8, which would be spoilers, they're not now, obviously, but if they would have taken those things out, like just portions of the table read and, things like Jorah saying, ultimately it'll be her demise, that kind of stuff. If they took just a couple of things out and gave us this documentary before the season, it would have been far more impactful for me. Because I don't care as much about the journey when I know what the end is and I'm disappointed by the end. I just simply don't care as much. Like,
Mm-hmm.
thinking back on it, yes, a bunch of that shit's cool and it's cool to know now, but it doesn't impact the way that the show went. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Yeah.
I end up feeling bad for all of these people who worked so hard, and then this product was the final result. Like the scenery wasn't fucked up. That wasn't.
Right.
Nobody had issue with that. I feel like they
Right.
need to explain to us something. If you want to give us a documentary, explain yourself. This could have
Right.
been
Right.
like this
Oh, you
could
know
have been
they've gone black.
a
They've
preamble,
gone 7:30 Black 30. They're not interviewing. You haven't seen
right?
them since
Which
the
is
day it
wild.
dropped.
So
They're not doing anything. I
yeah,
thought it was
but
just
they don't
going to
want
be
to
like
let the
for a
show
week.
die either by putting this documentary out,
Right.
which is weird to me.
Right.
Like, if this would have
Right.
been in the beginning and didn't spoil anything for season 8, this would have been way, way, way more impactful. I would have cared so much more about it.
Castro, I
Yeah.
definitely believe with my entire heart that right now someone is working on the story. There is someone tying the timeline together, or when these guys went to work on Star Wars. Like, someone's tying this whole string of events around this final season together, and we're going to get that story.
What
It might have to
happened?
do with that. It might have to do with that Confederate show that they might have started on and not really told us.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember how much
Well,
backlash
that
they
would be
got.
even worse.
And I'm just saying. So, but
Yeah.
they can't really admit, because it's a horrible idea. They can't admit that.
Terrible
We were
idea.
kind of split.
Mm-hmm.
To do this thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not just the South winning. It's that slavery is still going on. Like, you tell me you can't adjust this story to just not make slavery still be going on. That's like something else happened or whatever. I don't know.
So remember,
That's just me.
we were talking about the petitions. The people were petitioning about, redoing the season, and they were upset with it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw today, and the story first posted, I guess, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, that there are other petitions that they don't want these guys associated with Star Wars now because of what happened with Game of Thrones.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're petitioning them.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans are like, no, don't give them a trilogy. Get them off.
But wait,
this
here's my
project.
weird thing with Star Wars. Isn't Ryan Johnson also doing a trilogy of his own?
I'm not sure.
I remember hearing that a lot, but it's kind of stamped down since word of theirs going on. But there was a minute when Ryan Johnson was going to do 3, but now because this is J.J. Abrams, what's his name?
JJ.
This is his 3rd and final one.
Yep.
J.J. And then who's picking up the next 3? These fools.
Yep.
All right, man. Let's move on. All right, let's go.
Okay. Okay. What part of the documentary was the most surprising to you, Af?
So there was a part where I was actually a little confused about this part, but I think they were going to Spain, and they were like, they were in Spain, and they were like, all these other actors have been invited here, even though they're not in any scenes, and they're basically being decoys.
Yeah.
And I thought
Yes.
that was like super surprising to me. Like,
Yes.
you're fucking paying
Did they
people
go
to
to
come
Atlanta?
out on set just to confuse the media and people in general, but I couldn't place in the timeline like when that was, because they were talking about the waif, and I'm like, that's like seasons ago. Like, so it was a little confusing, but I was surprised by just the idea that they were putting up that kind of money for media confusion.
They were filming.
So
the
they
scene.
had them.
Yeah, that was the scene when they went to
Yeah,
see
go ahead.
Cersei in the dragon pit. That's that scene. That's what they went to Spain to film. So yeah, that was. I
So
agree
that's
with
why
you.
everybody
dope.
could come down because they didn't know who.
Yeah.
Who was at this this dragon pit, because everybody was invited.
Yeah,
as
that
far
was
as the real. But that was dope to see Jack and the waif.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It made me want more Jackin in the story. Like, it made me.
Yeah.
It made me go, oh man, I liked that guy.
Yeah, he was dumb.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
And like, hold on, wasn't Ilaria underneath the red key with her dead daughter? Like, weren't they still down there?
Oh.
Oh wow.
The sand snake and her mother. Didn't Cersei put them down there?
Yeah.
For one to die and for the mother to look at her.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were down. I mean, I guess they got crushed by rocks too, or whatever the fuck. But they didn't survive. But nobody made any mention of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that
I
was so
thought about
foul.
that.
Mm-hmm.
No, because the Sand Snakes sucked. That was bad. Like, now I know people on this call disagree with me in terms of like the scenery and all that stuff. Yes, that might have been something, but all that stuff was bad. You know, one of them was Colleen Wing, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Castro, were there anything, or what was the most surprising to you?
Um, um, I got to go back to it. The table read
Mm.
and how
Mm.
shocked some of the actors were. So it just goes to show you how much they won't give you. We also know about the Avengers and how many fake scripts they got to give to Ruffalo and shit like that. So you cannot give them all the endings and stuff like that. But it's funny because to parallel this, a lot of the Avengers they're showing interviews where they spoiled the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but they were just these certain interviews and certain contexts that you wouldn't get it because they were just talking about a bunch of things. But seeing them react to the table read was a little shocking to me. I didn't know that they were that uninformed at that point, not giving some type of precursor or whatever like that. And it also showed to me that some of them disagree. Like Varys is, I can't remember his actor, but he was visibly like, nah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was like, nah, visibly nah. But also what I really loved, not to be all negative, let me just finish up more, is to see them
Yeah.
support each other when they would grab each other's shoulder or just give them encouragement when they
Yeah.
know their character was like
Yeah.
dying. So that was really touching to me. That was dope.
To piggyback off the table read, I also found it interesting that they shredded the
Yeah,
scripts after
yeah.
these. I was like, damn, okay.
Well, they said that the director is the only one that really has like physical those orange sheets. Everybody else kind of gets stuff on tablets and stuff. They said.
Mm-hmm.
To
Yeah,
control
I mean, I
it.
guess I just thought that like once you had it, you just had it.
Right.
I didn't
Right.
think
Right.
like
It's yours.
this is
Yeah.
about to get shredded. It never crossed my mind at all. So yeah.
Well,
I guess I thought like the director had, this, that, and the third, up until that table read, and then once it was out with them, then it was just out. But it makes sense, like, especially having worked at Apple, seeing the things that people go through just to keep something, behind the scenes and not, and
Yeah.
just leave that like surprise factor in for fans. And
yeah. It
I
wasn't
do want to.
spoiled, y'all. Did anybody see any spoilers before the season hit? I didn't. I know I avoided a bunch, but I didn't see any.
No, I
No.
didn't see any.
Mm.
I do want to. I do want to say though that the woman who was getting all of those scripts together said they've all been sent the scripts, but we don't ever know if they've read them. Like so when this could be their very first time reading it. Someone could be really well versed in it, and then it felt like none of them had read it because they were all so shocked and surprised by stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting.
That was my surprising part. And
The most surprising part to me, it's a two-parter. One, that the snow was paper and water.
And water. And the
The
snowman.
snow was paper and water. The second part of that was surprising was that the black guy was in charge of snow. So I
That's
was just,
right.
Yo,
what's happening?
I like to call him Snowman, aka Jeezy. All right,
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
he
Okay.
pumped that snow.
Yo, he
And
killed
he
the
was
snow, B.
professional with his snow application.
Very.
Like he
Very.
he was real about it.
Yeah, he was
Like you
amazing.
saw the part where he had to pack up some of the snow from some
Yeah.
scene they did and like take it somewhere else. All in bags and shit.
Not
He said, we're not
wasting,
doing it again. We'll just pack this up and go.
not wasting my
Yep.
snow. Yeah, he ain't playing no games.
Shout out to the snowman. We'll put his name in the
Definitely.
credit. Shout out to the snowman.
Ambush, what was the behind the scene accomplishment that was the most impressive to you?
The green screen. The green screen work. When they showed that big long panel of green screen, I mean, it's seamless. It really is seamless. Yeah, that was it. That was blowing my mind. That I mean, we've seen some of that with some of the larger movies, like the Marvel franchises. But yeah, that was super dope. That was really dope.
Castro?
Um, two things: the expansion of Winterfell
Mm.
when they had the older set and they opened up a wall just to make it larger to fit everybody, and also like the King's Landing build. Before the cameras came in, that little moment of quiet
Mm.
they focused on, that was pretty impressive. Like walking through before any actors are in there, that was really impressive to me. The detail and how much King's Landing they actually rebuilt because they said they couldn't they wouldn't be able to shoot extensively where they shot in King's Landing before because they had to blow up some things, and also the fact that that set was disposable. It wasn't so much in this documentary, but if you pair it with some of the other behind the scenes, they built the broken down set underneath the pristine set, and then actually really blew it up with like bombs. So that was pretty impressive.
Half.
For me, it was just like all the finer details, like the snow we just talked about, makeup, hair. Like I would have never thought that they were spending that much time on like makeup on extras, or like
Mm-hmm.
costumes and the bull who was like a for real Game of Thrones fan and an extra. He was like, I think the best way to put this on is if I get down on my knees and just put my hands up, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like those costumes, like, damn, like he's wearing like 4 or 5 layers right now, and then like watching Amelia get fitted for her, and it was so great too because we've had all these jokes about their lace fronts, and it was like,
Yes.
this really is a lace front, like exactly, like somebody really did pull down Sansa's baby hairs, that was the thing.
On purpose.
So like seeing her, yeah, exactly. So like seeing Dany get fitted and putting her wig on, and that, even as it goes into shooting, like there's a hair person there over and over, like, oh shit, the wind blew. Let me like put her curl back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just those kinds of details again, like, reminds me of Apple shit. Like people just paying attention to every single thing, which, I know we could just relate it back to, again, being frustrated when you're like, how do people pay attention to so much detail, but then also overlook so much detail at the same time? So
right.
It was just nice to be reminded of like all the little things that go into, making the set, and making everybody look. Because you also don't, you don't think about that stuff when you're so caught up in like good acting and a good period piece and some of that kind of stuff. So.
Like they literally have extras doing everything. Like all the extras are actually doing something. Like when they showed the scene of everybody rushing into King's Landing and they had the balcony people doing things. Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The most impressive thing to me was, I just echo all of your sentiments. Like, it was really cool to see how some of these things happen. And, like, Ak, you just summed it up so perfectly. But, like, when the snow dude was, like, doing snow in King's Landing, and he was, like, at the end of season 7, a snowflake landed on Jaime Lannister's hand, so now that means there's snow here. I loved that he tied it all together. Made sense if anybody had forgotten. Yeah, I all of those little details I'm all about.
Yeah.
All about it. Ambish, what was your emotional high point and low point of the documentary's proceedings? What?
Emotional.
That's funny question. Sorry.
I never saw that word either. Like, whoa.
Y'all don't read the questions before y'all read the questions. Y'all don't read the questions.
But I did read all the questions. I forgot that there was proceedings in there, and then it kind of dropped out of my sight, and then it was back, and I was like, wait, shit, what? So anyway, yeah. What was your emotional high and low point of the documentary?
They all revolved around the crew, so different members of the crew. So emotional high point was when that woman that worked with the prosthetics, her and her husband, were able to get their daughter into the wildling scene. Like that was dope. That was really really dope. Um, Emotional low point. My guy at the end crying, man. That Stark guard that's been with the show for so long. He just I mean, it was over, you know, and he was really, 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 really broken up about it. Yeah, that hit him hard.
Castro.
Let's see, my emotional high points, I would have to say. Oh, I did like this part. I liked when they made the newer whites from, I guess, the people in the crypts, and they were all standing there and like nervous. Is Benioff and White, so they're gonna like it? They come in and they say they're gonna like it, and they're gonna like it, and then, but they was all like nervous, and they watched and they said, well, they did not like it, but they said they had to go back to to Nutter or whatever. That was like a little cute moment. I like that. And then my low point, I guess, would be it's connected to that extra, but more so when John was his final shot. And it was just interesting seeing people's final shots not being in sequence. So when, to us, we would think that, Amelia's final shot would be in the Iron Throne scene, but it was like, I guess it was just with her riding Drogon at some point or something like that, when she was wearing that white and red. So like just seeing John get choked up at his final scene. And also, I guess of equal importance, when I saw Dany and her hairstylist doing the wig for the last time. That was like, I think there was so many years, and how I wish they showed some of the characters that like physically grew, like Arya or Bran or whatever, just to see them, in present day, and then maybe some clips of them when they were really younger coming into the trailers and stuff. Because like Dany and John looked the same to me, so when they kept showing them in the like makeup chairs, but yeah, it was just like
when they showed that one little clip. When they showed that one little clip, it might have been in the beginning when the very first table read, and then they went to the table read, and seeing how tiny Arya was like, God dang it. I mean, that's a kid. That's a kid right there.
Yeah.
Afro. Emotional highs, lows?
Highs, lows. Okay, so, lows, this is just more like a general for me. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I don't really like seeing my food made, Yeah. So, like, sometimes behind the scenes is just, like, a blower for me. Like, it just, like, takes away from the mystery and the intrigue, even if it is interesting, Like, sometimes I just want to live in that little fantasy of, like, I don't know how this got put together, like,
Yeah.
So, some of it was, like, a low. I feel like while it is awesome that, like, they built these sets and, like, created a whole, Winterfell or whatever, I also just, like, can't help but wonder, like, where is all this shit going? Like, this was a parking lot, you know what I mean, essentially. And then, like, you build all this shit on top of it, and, like, what happens to that, and, like, all the money that is invested into it, and I get it, entertainment, HBO, blah, 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 but, like, I don't know, there's a part of me that's just, like, we could just be fixing some shit in the world, and we're just, like, putting money in the Game of Thrones, like, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, so those, for me, are kind of, like, little, I don't know, weird hippie lows that I had. What was my high? Oh, my high was the fucking food cart woman, yo. I loved her. Like, this woman is fucking making a living. What did she call them? A wee sandwich?
A wee melty.
A wee melty.
A wee melty.
Exactly. A wee melty.
Why was that snack truck so small, though? Like, they didn't have, like, an extendo one? Like, like they were so small with,
Yeah.
But how much? How
I
big
was
a
saying
crew
to
they
Em, I
talking
was
about?
like, she's lucky as shit she won that bid. Like, however
Oh,
she got
hell
Yeah,
yeah.
right?
on that set, she lucky as shit. She
Yep.
probably owns that truck. She probably can't afford to get a bigger truck yet. Like,
Right.
but
Right.
what a place to park. You know what I mean?
Straight
Like,
up.
What
Seriously.
would it be like
Sign saying no
300 crew
credit.
members a day?
you did
Yep.
no credit.
And
Yeah.
up overnight and, no credit. Y'all niggas better pay me. Like, that's
Yeah.
just all.
Yeah.
Money right now.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I think they should have
That's
showed
great.
how.
Like a favorite singer.
Mhm.
One more time now?
Sorry. It's
I
Stephanie.
did not mean to ask your mom to repeat herself. I promise. I just didn't hear her.
Like, don't ask my mom to say it again. The snack cart, the food truck lady, whatever. She got to see the singer that she liked. I thought that was cute too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Did y'all see that part?
Yeah. That girl. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that girl. Mm-hmm. I don't know her name.
Yeah, I don't know her name either.
We're doing great. We're doing great. We're doing fantastic.
Y'all got
Oh wait,
robotic.
y'all mean
Did they go to
that
Costco?
girl? Y'all know?
Yeah, that
Exactly.
girl. She was in y'all version
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
documentary too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah, that girl. That girl.
Y'all
Joan that
version.
sing. Yeah.
The Joan that sing. The Joan that sing.
The Joan that sing. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, her.
That one. They all look the same.
So I guess my low point was kind of to do with the guy who had been there for all of the seasons, the Stark extra, who's done it all. I feel terrible for him because I feel like he's not doing any other gigs. Like, he's not picking them up left and right. Like, he was living for Game of Thrones. And
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to play out.
I feel like
One
he's
high,
going to do
though.
other shit, but he's going to always talk about Game of Thrones. He's going to be that
okay,
dude
fair enough.
who's like,
Yeah.
I fucking did Game of Thrones for like 10 years, and like, they
Yeah.
didn't do
Wait,
it
y'all
like
didn't
that
see
over
that?
there.
He's
And
like
Y'all
Uncle
didn't see
Rico.
the end? Y'all didn't see the credits?
Well, no, yeah.
That's the
No, that's part of my high.
Wait,
That's
yeah.
part of my high.
Oh, okay, sorry, okay. Sorry.
Mhm.
all right.
And this wasn't an ass version, so she doesn't know this part.
Okay, thank you. That was good. Thank you.
During the credits, they showed that guy doing Game of Thrones tours, like in Ireland, of places that they shot,
It's amazing.
and that
So he made his
legit-
own business?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, but did he? I don't know if he's hired or if he.
No,
this is
yeah,
his,
we don't know
like
what-
he got the
True.
bus.
True.
We don't know that, but we know that he's
Okay.
he's hosting the tour.
Okay.
It is my mixed high and low. I feel like great that you get to revisit this, but this is not healthy anymore.
It's not healthy.
Like, that can't be the in between time.
You
know
gotta
what
move
I
on,
mean?
bruh.
Like, man. Yeah. And then my high was knowing that Jeezy got an Emmy
Nice.
for that snow,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
bringing in that work.
You know what I'm saying?
So bringing in
That
that
soft
work.
white. That soft white.
Bum.
That
Bum,
soft
that
white,
soft.
bringing
You
it
know I
in.
got that soft. You know I got that soft.
That white girl. You know? Put that
Got
white
it right
girl in.
here.
He's like, I got a
And he got-
certificate
No,
for
I
it,
got-
as a matter of
Yo,
fact.
my man said it's the same
You know I
as
got
having
that
a...
soft Murray.
Hold on.
Got that Murray.
Are you still on the corner right now?
Yeah,
Reel it
he's
in.
still on the corner.
Reel it on. Let's talk about red tide. Chill out.
Atlanta. That Atlanta.
Mm-mm.
Calm down.
Oh,
All my windows are closed.
Okay.
No cops are being called.
we do not believe you.
Yeah, I know.
Ain't no way the windows is closed.
When you
Anywho.
say works, my man said it's the same as
As in having oh damn, now I just lost the word. A tractor driving license. He
Oh
was like,
yeah,
it's
a
the same
forklift
thing.
license.
Like,
Yeah, you don't show
but
that.
a forklift license. Yeah, he's like, yeah, you don't show anyone that. Like, what am I gonna do with it?
Yo, and when he said it, I was
Yeah.
like, where's my forklift license? Like, I was like, I don't. You just get it.
Oh my god.
I immediately thought, where's my?
There he
Where
is.
did I put my? Is it in a box? Is it in storage? Where's my forklift license?
The thing Ambush really cares about. Where did that go
Where did
from
that go?
28 years ago? I wonder where that is.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And we're like, of course you have a forklift.
Exactly. No one would ever double guess that. Like, of course he does.
No question about it. Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't
you
flinch at
definitely
all.
have that.
I didn't flinch at all. I was just wondering if it was Class D or
Yeah,
Class
same here. I was like, word. Oh,
It's like, is this Philly or did you get another one in Oregon? How'd it work? Like, do you have two?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Same.
Mm-mm.
Castro, what season,
Yo.
scene, or location would you have liked to see in this documentary? Did they forget something for you?
Because
Dorn,
of his lack
obviously.
of presence, Lord. But because of his lack of presence, it would have been nice to show us how they constructed ghosts. I think I've only seen like one time they showed them doing the direwolves.
Mm.
I think I would have liked to see ghosts. And I think that's it. Oh, I also wanted to see the crypts.
Mm.
I would have liked to see the build of the crypts. Was that underneath something, like, did that make it just enclosed, like you went to or was that some studio, or totally somewhere else? So I was curious about that.
Afro?
I don't really have an answer for this one.
Fantastic. Amber?
I would have wanted to see.
I guess my answer would be no.
No. No.
I can't get it together. Give me a second.
Thank you for raising your hand. Thank you for raising your hand, Michelle. Thank you very much.
I was legit trying to text you. Skip me. I got distracted.
Okay, the reason why this is making me laugh so hard is because the whole time I'm like, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I got it back together.
All right.
Amber.
I would have wanted to see, as far as the scene, I would have wanted to see the wall coming down. I would have wanted to see how they did that, how they handled that, how much of it was CGI, and how they handled all that dragon work.
All of
And, I would have wanted to see just,
all of it.
But even like on the inside when the castle was falling down on them, like I just would wanted to see some of that too. Yeah, how they made that whole thing happen. Yeah.
Real quick, just with you mentioned the castle coming down, which made me, I don't know why, but think of the Night King taking that fall.
Oh yeah.
And Castro saying it was all out of sequence because that was his last shot.
Right.
Yeah.
It was funny to see him take that fall because when he's in the final version of it, he looks so smug. Like, he just looks like, you think this is gonna do something to me?
Sure enough.
And I didn't see it in the fall that we saw. Like, I didn't see the smugness. But
didn't you hear him kind of rewrite the whole thing? I don't think Arya should kill me. The Night King should kill Arya, and then I go and I kill Bran, and then somebody killed me after that. Like he said,
he also said like a girl should not kill the Night King. I was like, what the fuck? Like that was part of it. Like
I think he meant little girl, and I don't know. Don't kill me. I don't know.
Then don't defend him.
I think he was
Let
more
him go.
she's a grown woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even in her character, she's a woman at that point.
Yeah.
But whatever. Okay.
Yes.
should be doing it at the very least.
Well, that's true.
Exactly, right?
At the very least.
I mean, that's definitely when you think you grown. So, like, yeah, she grown. I'm sorry, I got us off track there. Castro, you did yours. Ambush, you did yours.
Yep.
I still don't have shit. I guess I know I would have liked to see more of making the dragon glass stuff, the weapon, because I want to know what that like. It was resin, but like some of it looked flimsy, some of it looked really sturdy. Like I would have liked to know what that process really was. Because I'm a weirdo and like to see my food get made, and that stuff. I really like that analogy. But yeah, I like to see how this stuff works. That stuff I really enjoy. So I would have liked to see the dragon glass stuff. And I kept looking for different colors of it, and I couldn't really tell in this documentary. So I would have liked to know if that really ever did mean anything else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's good for me.
Yeah, I got to see a white woman putting on a lace front, and that really like did so much for me, guys.
Okay, wait. Can I ask you a question? Did you happen to pay attention at all the way she was braiding her, like Amelia's actual hair to put it under?
No.
I was like, how do you get to be a wig master if you don't know how to braid? Like she was having such a hard time with like a super simple French braid. Clip that shit. Her hair is short. What are we doing here?
Right.
And I'm like, how do you get to be the one that does this? This doesn't make any sense.
It's so interesting. Like they do that every time. Like you get a lace front put in every day, and then you get it taken out, and then you act for like 10 hours in between. I don't know. Like that's just it's like so much.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Completely.
Yeah.
F. Which member of the crew was your favorite to learn about or watch?
Jeezy.
Easy. That's also mine.
Straight up. He was, yeah. I don't even know his name. I have the black man / snowman.
We were real respectful.
And yeah, and like when I first saw him, I was like, oh my God, I hope that they talk about him more. Because like, who's this random black dude? And then I was so excited that he actually like opened up and was like, yo, I was in an orphanage and they gave me money and was like, go be on your own, and like I had to figure it out from there. So it was just really nice to like see his
get a story from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. And then I also thought the Night King, his story was interesting, that he was like actually a stuntman and was now like acting, if you would call it that, but you have to call it that, right? Because even without saying much, he is still like doing all this acting in his face and his body, and
he's acting.
Which was also interesting watching Arya do that that stabbing scene, seeing how many times that she killed him, like how many times they acted through that scene, was also like,
yeah.
And then for me, the funniest crew member was, I don't know if you guys watched the show called like the black guy.
Yeah, Del Reed. Del.
That's definitely his
First name Del, last name Reed, aka the Snowman.
Looks like a Del.
Yeah. Shout out to Del. So maybe we should call him DZ.
DZ. From here on out.
DZ.
I love it. What was your last name?
Damn. I forgot what I was about to say.
You said, I don't know if you guys watch this show.
Yeah, so there's this show that comes on. I think it's an FX show. It's called something like In the Shadows or Behind the Shadows. It's a vampire show.
We didn't get
but
a
it's
chance
shot
to start
like,
God.
Like a documentary, yeah.
We haven't started, but we know of it.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking hilarious, all right? I'll just say that.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
The main vampire has an assistant. And the assistant is, like, not a vampire, very nerdy. And, like, if you could think of Michael Scott having an assistant, like, or as an assistant, like, it would be in that vein. Like, a little stupid, a little smart, like, a little ridiculous. And I don't know this guy's name either, but in the documentary, it was, like, the main director or, like, some high up. And his assistant, the assistant that was, like,
with the glasses,
almonds?
Yes. Yes.
That dude.
And then it's
Remember
also
when I
like,
figured out that he reminded us of the vampire's assistant? Oh, we couldn't stop fucking laughing. It was fucking hilarious. He was just like, you know, oh, don't question the process. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
They were like, why do you use A4 paper or 8.5 by 11 instead of A4? Don't question the process.
don't mess with our secrets,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. Oh,
I loved him. I thought he was amazing.
Did he offer him some agave? After
Yeah, he
gave
did.
him this tea? What was
did.
the second thing? Agave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want some agave? Like, do you want some, what do you call them? Some sort of herbs? Like
Yeah.
It was some Chinese, I had to Google it, some Chinese herbs. Like, you want some tea herbs or whatever? He was like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. And the way he offered it was like he had it in his backpack. And
Yeah.
he didn't. He was like, okay, like, I'm going to go back.
He's got to have his protein.
He was
He's got to have his
only
protein.
halfway anticipating the need. Like, I know he wants this,
Yeah.
but I'm going to wait to find out.
Yeah.
So does he signal for him, or does he kind of swoop in every 5 or 10 minutes and ask him if he wants something else? Walnuts.
He
I feel
swoops
like
in.
he's just peeking in.
Yeah. He swoops in.
Yeah.
He's peeking in.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's obviously a dynamic that works for them. Like that
Oh yeah.
whole situation. And that director
Happens cracking up, yo.
it's fucking weird. Like he's just
So wait, what does he do on
so,
the paper? He writes the storyboard on each piece of paper, or
Yeah.
I got confused with the paper thing.
Right.
Was it the
He
story or the
sketches it out.
Or, okay. It was the story. Okay.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah,
was
he
that?
sketches
Who was
it
the
out.
person?
David Nutter,
Who was
the director.
Okay.
The director.
Yeah, I was the director.
What's his
Yeah.
name? Michael Nutter. Michael Nutter.
That's
David
Yeah.
Nutter.
no, that's someone else. I think it's David
That's
Nutter.
the old
That's the
mayor,
mayor,
Michael
dude.
Nutter. Really?
That's like Santa Gold's uncle, dude.
Black man. Oh, black guy.
Oh my god.
Yo.
That is great.
That's definitely
I'm
Santa
undone.
Gold's uncle.
Nutter.
Oh my god.
Nutter.
But I do think it might be like David Nutter or something like
it
that.
is
I
David.
think it's David. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Michael.
All of this, definitely not Michael. All of this, and I've not gone to Google to find out, but it doesn't. I don't care enough. I think it's David. Yeah, he's just as weird. So I think they work perfectly together.
Exactly. So yeah, those were my
He's a
my
purple,
absolute
though.
favorite character was the black guy. All right, I'm gonna keep talking, and then the other favorites were just like the funny guy was the assistant, and I guess I don't know. Would you call the Night King like a little quirky? Like he was a little.
Okay, can I just mention something about the Night King? He was funny, but he was also like the kind of person who's so starved for attention. I was worried for him when he walked over there to the group that was like, Keith.
Do you know who I am? Yeah. Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? Like, fucking, what are you doing? Reel it in.
Yeah.
Come back over here. Like, don't do that. Like, no.
I
Yeah.
felt like
So yeah,
I felt like he was saying that to see if they knew who he actually was, because he's not a main actor. He's a choreographer that just
And he's in the makeup.
played, and he's in makeup. So he was asking them, "Do you know who I am?" And then they were saying that he was a Night King, and then it was like, "Oh shit!" Like they really know who I am. That's how I saw that scene. Like he wasn't like being like Gladiator, recognize me.
I took it in a weird like.
Yeah.
Well,
Because he was saying he wasn't
weird,
used to any
weird
of
isn't
that.
the right word, but
Yeah, he was saying he wasn't used to
I took it a
any of
different
that.
way. I took it like he lives for that.
Ah, no.
You say he's not used to it. I took it like he was like, yes. Oh, they want to talk to me. Like I took it a different way.
So
they want to talk to me.
he was my
I
guy.
have
could be
a
wrong.
question for everybody.
Yeah, he was my guy.
I have a question for everybody.
You have a what? Okay.
Question for everybody.
Is it on topic?
Is the yes? No objections. I knew she was gonna laugh. There we go. From fire to laugh. That's all we need. And embarrass Castro, or put him to task, or put him over the flames, and I'll start. Anyway,
Embarrassed?
is
Never.
the Keith nickname, is that inherently racist?
Wait,
What's
what?
the
No.
name?
It's
All
pronunciation.
right, so it's the way they pronounce
No?
it. They said it was the Spanish people always saying Keith. That's how they said his name, and then it seemed like everybody on set was calling him Keith.
Because they
Keith. You
dubbed
even
him
seen
that. Yeah.
the actors dive in like it's like in stereo. Was that inherently racist?
I don't think so. I don't think so only
Okay.
because the way that they say Keith because they pronounce their I's in Spanish as E's.
Yeah.
And so I think that it really is like, I'm saying it like Spanish, not like what the Mexicans say, how they say, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like
Right.
ridiculous and racist. I think it's like, this is the Spanish pronunciation of your name, you know? But I don't know. I don't think that was in my documentary.
Okay.
That wasn't in your version.
I
but-
did see the part where they said keep, but I didn't see other people calling him that. Okay.
Nobody else did, or not that I heard, but he said that the cast dubbed him Keith.
Oh, got it.
And then you hear them being like, Keith, and then please, like, yeah, anyway. Castro, I didn't take it that way, and would love to be enlightened. I totally looked at it as that's the pronunciation there. And maybe it was funny to them, but it didn't seem racist to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I was just curious because I mean them, like all of the cast members from where their various places are, and all of them copying how the people in I guess Spain were saying it, even though none of them pronounced it that way. It just sometimes when I'm asking if it's inherently racist, I wonder if there could have been some mocking, because the way the cast kind of does the chorus like it's a running joke. Gee, like they all do it almost simultaneously at the same time, like it's a joke.
Oh.
But I'm so it doesn't necessarily mean that. But that was a little. I was being a sensitive joke.
I've
like them
other actors saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're in the van, when they're traveling, they like jump in together like it's the running joke. So is the running joke just they have this different pronunciation of your name, or is the running joke of look how these people are saying your name? These people type shit. That's all. It just kind of came to me like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Okay. I know it's my job to know where we are, but now I don't know where we are. So.
Did everyone do? I think I was the only one who answered.
No, you're the only one that went.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. Castro, which member of the crew was your favorite to learn about or watch?
I did enjoy and just forgive me if I'm wrong. There was a couple of production managers, but the one lady had said that most of these people would never even know me. Like in a room, they don't even know what I do for the show. I thought that was kind of significant, and that she had a certain passion for doing this type of work. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was one of those people like the full-on schedules.
Yeah, she was awesome.
But actually,
pretty funny.
And I love the cursing one. The location lady, like, come the fuck on, the fucking. I thought that was
it was funny.
Just those are my two favorites.
Ambush?
Mine was the Night King. Yeah, that was my favorite to learn about, because again, like he was, spent many years as a stuntman, but then was on this show as a choreographer.
He's the second one,
right? He's on the show as a choreographer, and then when they asked him to be the Night King, he said even in that mode, there were still times when it was uncomfortable for him because he's in front of the camera, but he's also thinking about the fight sequences from behind the camera and making sure all that's being done right at the same time too. So, yeah, he was. Yeah, that was the guy.
Was the first Night King? Was that a black guy?
Mm-mm.
I thought that was a black guy. I'm not sure. No, it wasn't. Okay. The one that raised his arms at Hard Home. That was just a different guy. Okay.
Ambush, what prop, costume, or crew apparel would you like to have that you saw in the documentary?
Those jackets. Those jackets were dope as
Yeah, that
hell.
was a fly.
Yeah. Any of those
That
jackets
was
would
a
have
fly.
been ill.
With the different sigils and the
Yeah,
different
the ones they got at the end of each
production
season.
scenes.
Yeah, those are hard.
Yeah, that was dope. Those are dope.
Yeah.
Those are dope.
Would you actually wear the jacket?
Oh, definitely. I was stunned. Like, be all casual with it in Whole Foods. Just like, could you? Oh, I can't
In
reach it.
Whole
Could you?
Foods.
Like, oh,
Are
this
those
whole thing?
organic? Are these the
This
organic
whole thing?
ones? Okay. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then I'd take it off and I wouldn't like wear it I wouldn't wear it to like a club or nowhere where like you would like be caught on camera. Like none of that type of flossing. Just like regular shit. Just like, yeah.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, hell yeah. What?
Gas station and shit.
Exactly.
Wawa.
Well, not the gas. Well,
Right.
out here they pump your gas, so nobody could see me get out the whip to pump. So, but like, yeah, if we was, somewhere
Don't
else,
you have the little walk-in little store part?
yeah,
You
it's
don't have the
cool.
little
But
walk-in
it
little
looked cooler if
concession?
you pumping gas
Mhm.
with the Game of Thrones jacket on. That's just like crazy.
Pumping gas.
Yeah.
So that's all you would do all day. 'Cause
Man.
That's the coolest part.
Go from gas station to
Listen,
gas station.
Af, you nailed it. $2 here, boop boop. Go 2 blocks down, another $2 in, boop boop. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Work the strip. I gotta work the whole strip with this job.
Morgan's gonna be like, "You still at the gas station?" And I'm like,
I'm like,
"Right."
I'm like, it's a different
Gas
jacket
station.
though. Different jacket. This is season
The
5 jacket.
inefficiency being displayed here is actually giving me a panic attack. I would.
I'm switching jackets though. This is my season 6 jacket. I gotta start switching on.
Oh my god.
Don't let me get that
Castro,
jacket.
is there any prop, costume, or crew apparel that you would like?
I just had one, but I think I changed my mind. I wouldn't mind the either the cat's paw dagger
Ooh.
or one of the Valerian swords.
Hmm.
Not like Ice. Ice was huge, so I know they have replicas of Ice, but Jesus, that thing was gigantic. When they melted it down, it was a lot better. Maybe the Mormont sword. No, not the directly Mormont. No wait, the Samwell sword. What sword was that?
Dawn.
The Tarly.
Yeah.
Charlie, his sword, his family sword. He gave to Jorah. That sword, or the cat's paw dagger. I would want one of those two things.
I would like the cat's paw dagger.
Yeah, that was a good call.
I'd like one of those things that are like action.
The slates.
You know, those little
Slate.
swords.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slate, exactly. I would just like post that up on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be
other
hard.
day.
Mm-hmm.
That would be hard.
There's so many of those. I bet.
Wait.
Like, what do they do with those?
Clean them up.
I want Lady Olenna's last outfit, that black piece. I'll just hang that up.
That is.
That's terrifying.
Tell her it was me.
What? With that
Tell her to
headpiece
know it was
thing,
me.
I'll prop up the headpiece. I put like cardboard in there. Yeah.
And just have it in like on your wall.
Have
like,
it hanging in. No, I won't.
That is
I don't make reference to
terrifying.
it. I don't talk about it. I don't even act like it's there.
You don't
Never
talk
say-
about
I
it.
don't
It's just
explain
in
it
the
to people.
corner.
Nope.
oh.
It's just there. I
Oh,
don't.
God.
Nobody. If they ask me about it, I act like they didn't even say a word. I would just act like I don't know what you're talking about. I don't say one word about it. Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
that's terrifying.
That's something from the Insidious universe, just chilling in the corner of your room.
Yeah,
Girl
that's
to
exactly
jump out. What was her
I'm
name?
thinking right now.
What was that demon's name? Musha? What's her name?
I don't
Moesha?
remember.
Yeah, the Moesha. I don't know
Okay.
Moesha one.
I'm done.
What Moesha do? Do you know that those braids were wigs? That's insidious. Anyway.
Shots fired, Moesha.
Castro. What?
Yeah.
How did you? Okay. That concludes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
anything else to add from the team?
If you're a fan of the behind the scenes stuff on Game of Thrones, that they show little extras when you watch it like on HBO Go or HBO, then you'll enjoy this documentary. It just shows. I think their intention was to show the scope of how big the season was and how they could pull it off, and I think they succeeded in that.
Do y'all remember that moment where Kit and Danny and John were kissing, and he was like looking to the side at the dragon, and in the documentary you see that someone's just there saying "growl."
Yeah. Yeah.
There is somebody.
That's the shit for me. That's like, God damn it! You telling me there wasn't a dragon right there for real? I want to stay in that ignorance of bliss.
They show stuff like that.
That's such a good example for your case, Afro.
Don't want to see the food,
Danny
man.
is like
growl.
Anytime Danny is either petting her dragon or like they're touching the nose of the dragon when they get bigger, it's like this green like head.
Piece of foam.
Like a little head,
Yeah, it's like green head, but it's geometric. It doesn't even look like a dragon. They don't even like give it.
Nope, not at all.
It's just a shape.
Like,
yeah, it's just a shape.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
Growl. That's the name of the episode.
Growl. The name of the episode is Look Here. The name of the episode is Look Here. Off screen. Growl.
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 Oh my God.
All right.
That was great. Yeah.
So, Cassius is learning to dance. He's
Nice.
doing a little bop.
Okay.
We need video.
Nice.
So we gotta get him up rocking next.
Thank you.
At the moment, he has a little toy that plays some little music, so he's been pressing play on that and then turning so he can rock. So he's basically a DJ.
Nice. Rock the party, Cash. So take no requests, B.
You just trying to be like your kids, Am. Trying to be like your kids.
Nice. Take no requests, Cash. No requests.
Don't be like DJ Dragon Breath from House Party. Don't be like DJ Dragon Breath from House Party. Bilal. Don't be like Bilal.
Bilal.
I remember that was like my first real time like hearing those names like on kids that like grown up. Like not like, younger kids with Muslim names.
Right.
Yeah. Right. It's interesting. That's all I got, folks. Podcast has no name.
All right.
Signing out.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Castro, good job tonight, man. Good job.
Yeah, man.
Fantastic work.
Excellent intervention.
Thank you.
You done good.
Thank y'all. Put some bells and whistles on it, Am.
All right.
Talk to y'all later.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
Excellent. You're still here. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of A Podcast Has No Name. If this is your first time checking us out, please subscribe. We are available on Google Play, Apple Music, Spotify, and pretty much everywhere else you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Podcast Has No Name. Deuces.
Subscribe, please. Click and comment.